Whoa, why hello there. I was not expecting to see you there. I'm just kidding. What's up everybody? Arie here and welcome back to another video. So today's video is basically a little bit of a warning to those of you that are actually dropshipping directly from Aliexpress right now or looking for products to dropship from Aliexpress. This isn't gonna be some video, talking shit about the business model or anything of that sort. In fact, my goal with this video is by the end of it for you to have a clearer understanding on how to make this business model work and the best practices to actually make sure that you're running an ethical business and all of the things that I've learned from my own experience and from other people's experience as well. So before we begin, I heard that dropping a like on this video makes it more likely for you to find a trustworthy Aliexpress supplier. I'm not sure if that's true, but you might as well give it a try. Like button's right there. It'll take you 1 second. I appreciate it. So first things first, I do want to say that dropshipping, of course, is not unethical or immoral or any of those things. The only reason why somebody may talk down on dropshipping is if they are trying to build a big reputable business. And the main reason why obviously is because when it comes to dropshipping, you don't really have control over your shipping and fulfillment, so there's a lot of room for error, and those errors actually do matter in the long run, and they do tarnish the reputation of your brand. But I know that the majority of people watching YouTube videos on these sorts of things are just trying to learn how to start a business online and how to gain the skills necessary to be able to pull off a big sort of brand, right? So I want to talk about exactly how you can do those things and how you can sort of bootstrap a reputable brand through the dropshipping business model. So a couple videos ago, I actually showed you guys how you could find US suppliers via Aliexpress, and it was actually quite simple. All you really have to do is filter by suppliers that say they have a US warehouse. And after I made that video, I actually got a ton of ideas for a little bit of a side project that I want to work on for this channel. I ordered a product from a supplier that actually said had a US warehouse, and this was exactly a week ago, and the product is still being held in pre-shipment, which was of course extremely disappointing because I was very excited to receive this product quickly. But of course it has only been a week. Maybe it'll get here in the next week, and at that point it wouldn't be so bad. But the big warning I want to give you here is to not necessarily trust the US shipping label or variant, I guess, that a lot of Aliexpress suppliers have. And it's kind of unfortunate that a lot of these suppliers lie about these sort of things. I think mainly what they're doing is that they're saying they have a US shipping warehouse, but in fact, they're just shipping things from China with, faster shipping lines, which actually is still not bad. That's better than e-packet and better than a lot of other shipping methods, but it's still not ideal, right? Because that's not what they're claiming they're doing. So if they're willing to lie about that, maybe there's tons of other things that they're willing to lie about, such as product quality, product features, etc., right? So I really want to stress the fact that in order to really have a massively successful store, and I'm not talking just about revenue, I'm talking about, returning customers, you really need to start ordering samples and testing some of these suppliers, because if I hadn't ordered this one sample, I probably would have expected the supplier to just ship things out immediately, and I probably would have listed that on my store, and that could have been extremely detrimental. So it's important to order samples from the suppliers that you're planning on building a store around, and there's many reasons for that. Obviously I just named probably the main one, which is that you're going to be able to make sure that the supplier is good. This gives you a huge advantage over all people just starting regular dropshipping brands, because you'll actually have the product on hand, so you'll be able to see exactly what the product is like. You can actually use the product a little bit yourself, and most importantly, you can take your own content. So honestly, you don't have to be a photographer nowadays to be able to take good photos. All you really need is a camera, whether it be from your iPhone or whether it be an actual camera like what I'm using here. But this is actually something that I've done for the past couple years. Probably every time I see a product that has some potential or that I'm interested in, I ordered one myself so that I can take content of it, or just to really see what the product is like. This will, like I said, give you a huge advantage over your competition. Every little detail like that is what's gonna make you a better business than your competitor. Now, I did also end up getting access to the S-Pocket tool, and I also ordered a product from a US supplier, and the same thing happened. Like literally, it's still in pre-shipment for a full week. So now I'm just skeptical of every single tool out there that claims that they have US shipping products, because it seems to me that they clearly just see that people are looking for US products and they're lying in order to just get more customers. That's really bad that they do that, and it would be really bad for you as a business owner to have to deal with that after already finding a product that works, for example. So make sure that you're putting an extra emphasis on making sure that your supplier is good, whether that means getting samples from them or just, contacting them directly to make sure that they know what they're doing. So the most obvious way for you to be able to get faster shipping and just to legitimize your business the most that you can is, of course, to just order in bulk to maybe the place that you live if you're in the United States, or just a fulfillment center. I know that there's a lot of actual fulfillment centers such as Shipmonk, ShipBob. I think there's one called Dollar Fulfillment. So there's a lot of potential options for you if you actually want to order in bulk. And I've actually done this with one of my brands. We ship everything in-house ourselves. And that sounds really scary to do, but it really isn't. And at the end of the day, it's actually really nice to have full control over your shipping operation and your fulfillment in general. You can add little note cards if you want, add in a little extra gift for a customer if you feel like it. And Shopify actually has amazing rates with USPS. They have great deals if you decide to do that yourself. So don't be afraid to do that. If you have a product that's working really well and maybe your Aliexpress supplier is just really bad or something like that and you don't have a sourcing agent, it could be a good idea to just order the product in bulk to your address. And you can just do that by finding your product on Alibaba. I mean, I know these things sound kind of like common sense, but I know that a lot of you guys may just be really hesitant to do something like that. So I figured maybe it would help you feel better to know that, I've done that myself and I know other people that have done that. And yes, it is scary to, send out a big wire and put in like a big order for stock. It definitely is scary, but it's just kind of part of the process. But if you can't do something like that and you must start with Aliexpress, like I just said, make sure that you order a sample, because you don't want to get caught in a position where, your supplier is actually really terrible and then you get all these chargebacks and, you actually end up in debt. I would hate for that to happen to any of you. I know it's happened to other people. I've seen people in groups go through things like that, and that definitely sounds like a nightmare. So just put in the extra work to make sure that your product is not only good, but that your supplier is really good. And the next step from that would be, if you're not going to order the product in bulk, to just contact a sourcing agent to ship this product for you and to run your operation. I know some of you guys asked me if I could just share my sourcing agent contact information, because I do provide that information for people who are part of NetSphere, which is my education business, aka just my e-commerce course and community. But honestly, it's a really low investment to get into NetSphere. So if you're not really willing to do that, I'm not necessarily gonna trust you with my sourcing agent contact information. And especially people who are not very committed, I would hate for them to have to go through some issues because I sent them somebody that wasn't serious about this and, scammed them in some way. That responsibility would fall down on me. So I'd much rather you invest into NetSphere, get the contact information for the sourcing agents that are trusted and, used by a lot of the members in the group. And then you can, of course, mingle in the group and, ask questions about them, etc., etc. Hopefully you don't take it personal. It makes sense. I'm sure you would feel the same way if you were in my position. But either way, sourcing agents definitely are a great way to avoid the sort of Aliexpress lies that a lot of these suppliers, sort of give you. And then another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about briefly is just thinking even further ahead into some ways in which I think dropshipping could be extremely useful is, for example, if you're shipping supplements or something, or if you're trying to start like a supplement brand, for example, there's tons of companies. If you just literally Google supplement dropshipping or private label, a lot of companies actually are willing to ship products for you. All you really have to do is just do some deep research. So a lot of people ask me, hey Arie, how did you find these suppliers in Europe? How did you find these suppliers anywhere? Honestly, I just used Google. I just went really hard on research on Google, emailing a bunch of people, trying to negotiate deals. And I know that there's a lot of manufacturers who are actually willing to ship things out for you as long as you propose like a decent business plan, So if you can propose like a decent business plan and tell them that, you're actually well versed in digital marketing, so you actually know how to get customers quickly and scale quickly, they're way more likely to consider even drop shipping the product for you from their own manufacturing facilities. I know people who do these sort of things, and if you're really serious about your business, then these are definitely things that you should start looking into. Aliexpress is an amazing starting point, especially if you know nothing about digital marketing or e-commerce. It's extremely low risk, so you really don't have to risk like a ton of money to get started. But once you do get the ball rolling and you start understanding the e-commerce landscape landscape a little more. These sort of little tips that I'm giving you now are gonna come in really handy. Trust me, like these are things I wish I would have known from the beginning. I probably would have way bigger businesses by now if I would have taken the momentum that we built with dropshipping and turned those winning products into big brands instead of just letting them die like most dropshippers kind of tend to do. It's sort of what you could call the dropshipping cycle, is just to run up a product and then just let it die and then move on to the next one. But that's not really a good way to do it. The best way to do it is just to stick something for years and years, and that's how you really see some insanely compounded success. You can see it in all these newer direct-to-consumer brands that end up selling for like millions of dollars in like 3 to 5 years. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully these tips are helpful for you guys. This was definitely just a chill video that I wanted to make. So let me know, what do you think about these suppliers putting USA shipping in their descriptions? Do you think it's fair for them to do that? I don't know. This was actually brought up to my attention by you guys in the comments from a couple videos ago. Thank you so much for bringing that up to my attention. I'm glad that I was able to make a video about that to just sort of clear the air and make sure that you understand what you're getting into here, so that you know the proper steps to take and the precautions to take so that you don't get burned by a supplier. Yeah, it's really hard to find trusted suppliers nowadays, but it's worth the extra effort to actually do so, especially if you can build a long-term relationship. So keep that in mind. I hope this video was helpful, and stay tuned for my next video. I have a bunch of stores that I actually want to make case studies on, just like the ones that you guys have already seen in the past. You guys seem to love those videos, and of course like the product research videos. There's so many videos that I'm gonna make that you guys love, so make sure you subscribe to the channel for more. And with that said, I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.